I'm an SCP Hunter, real estate broker and financial expert, and today the Texas heat has kicked in. We are in a new location, but it's warm in here and hopefully it cools off in a minute. Now, today we're going to be talking about T47s, which are surveys, and appraisal, and the difference between both, and what estimate price you should anticipate. Now, T47s are short for, in the industry, that's what we call them, and that's the little abbreviation. It is actually surveys done by a surveyor who's licensed in the state. Basically, what they do is measure the property boundaries. So from the street front to the back to the side, what are you actually purchasing? It sort of looks like an engineer's plan. That's the layout. The house is in the middle, and it tells you the boundaries. Also gives you the boundaries where the electrical will go, the water. Sometimes there's easements for the city, and that's what it will show you. This surveys do not change often unless you are making changes, structural changes to the home outside, and you add a porch or deck, or something has changed, or a subdivision of the land itself, and that will cause to generate a new T47. For the most part, sellers already have them. They're good up to 10 years. It depends on the title company. It depends on the bank itself. If the person who's purchasing from the seller is financing it, then the bank will request a survey. So this is something that could be passed on and save money, because let's say, for example, a $200,000 home, you're looking at $500 to $700 survey. So it will save you quite a bit of money for both parties. Now, it is something negotiable, but for the most part, it is something that is, everything's negotiable. The seller can pay for it, or the buyer can pay for it. Okay, and it will be ordered by, well, if it is most likely finance, it's going to be requested, well, by the title company, to be specific. But everything, it could be done by the seller's agent, or it could be requested by the buyer's agent. Now, that is money. Whatever the outcome you see in there, if you decide not to purchase, that is not refundable. Okay, so it's really wonderful if they already have the T47, so it saves some money for both ends. Now, the appraisal. The appraisal is also done by a licensed appraiser. He or she will go to the site and determine, based on the property, the location, the best use of the property, the value of the property. And it has pictures, and it will have their summary of findings. He or she are the only ones who can determine the value of a property. We as agents and brokers, what we can do is, based on the history of what has sold in the neighborhood, we could give you an educated guess of what it could sell for. But it is not an appraisal. It is educated market trends, and based on that, that's what we determine what is a good number to list your property. Now, who requests the appraisal? Well, most likely it's going to be the bank. The bank wants to know if they're going to lend you the money, if the property you're purchasing is worth what they're asking. Now, if you're buying cash, there will be no bank request, and you can request it yourself. Again, that is on a $200,000 home, you're looking at $500 to $700, depends on the city and state that you live in. That is gonna have, like I said, pictures, also a layout, a sketch of the property, and showing the boundaries and how the appraiser reached their conclusions. Now, a lot of investors do not request appraisals and do not request surveys, and it saves them money. That is, well, in an average, $1,500 being saved. And the reason for that is because they buy quite often, 2 or 3 homes a month in the same area. They know the area well, and they don't have no need for them. They want to flip them quickly, and they don't have the need for them. When they're gonna sell them, then they go ahead and purchase it at that time, but for the most part, they do not. But it's good practice, and we do advise for, if you're not gonna be buying homes that often, 5, 7 years, every 5 or 7 years, or every 10 years, or some people one time in their lifetime. then I recommend that you have that you get them. In the bank will request, like I said, unless you're buying cash, nobody's making you do that, but you should get them for the purposes of knowing what you're purchasing. Now, again, everything's negotiable. The seller or the buyer can purchase. For the most part, it is the seller will not be paying for that. It will be the buyer paying for that because they want to see if the home they're purchasing is worth that. Then again, whatever findings the outcome you have from the appraisal, if you decide that you don't want to purchase, money is not returnable. It's not refundable. Okay, and it is the cost of trying to purchase a property. But again, $500 to $700 is a lot of money that you'll be saving if you buy something that doesn't meet your needs or something you won't be happy with. That is not going to be much money spent compared to the money that you'll be saving, okay, in the long run, if you're not happy with the property or the findings of what you saw in that appraisal or the survey. I hope this clarify a little bit what's the difference between both and who orders what. The appraisal is usually ordered by the mortgagors or the lenders. The surveys are usually ordered by the title company. I hope this has helped. Till next time.